Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Planescape Torment. Let's go ahead and leave, and we'll go see if we can get that frosty mug. Let's see. That seems like something that we might be able to pulse on invisible rope. It's a mime. Great. Cannot initiate. What? Oh, there we go. Yes, I am. Exotic items. Front of the store. Back of the store. Rune-covered Aelstein. I'll take it. Tempted to just buy everything, to be honest. Well, I know what the stained lens is. It's an item for a Modron, so we'll wait until we actually have a Modron companion. Tattered Ragdoll. I'll take it. Front of the store. Codex of the Inconceivable is 1,000. No, alright. Well, I'll stay where I am on money. That's good. Lady of Pain Ragdoll. Years haven't been kind to this tiny ragdoll. It is coming apart at the seams, and it looks like its threads are unraveling. Huh. Okay. Put that over there for now. Frost Ale Mug. And Yevra's Ring of Almost Invisibility. +1 to armor class. Makes its wearer invisible almost. Sometimes for brief periods, the wearer becomes really, really close to being invisible, an event which is often disconcerting to an attacker, and is thus more difficult to strike in combat. Alright, so it's just a... basically, it's just a ring of protection +1. Wow, how is your armor class at 0? So, +2 for dexterity. Are they taking into account natural armor class? Now, I want to look this up. Where are my monstrous compendiums? Where? Okay. Completely blank. Oh, you know what? I figured it out. All right. Let's see. Planescape. Yes, they are. Armor class 0. Makes sense. +2 or better weapon to hit. I wonder if that means, if that actually is taking that into account. I don't see anything about that. Whatever. Alright. Wrong thing. Keep
done.
Pressing that button. I closed the door. Thanks, game. Alright, let's see. Quick save.
I'm gone.
Catch one in your Frost Ale mug. You dip the mug into the icy wind rising from the pedestal, catching a small shard with a slight clang. Peering into the mug, you can see that the dark bird is a razor-sharp sliver of black ice. Only the mug's magical properties prevent the shard from melting away to nothing. Frost ale mug with dark bird. Okay. No idea what that's going to be used for. Now, in the meantime, I could probably go back and get Ignus. So, let's actually do that before we continue on. And I'm kind of hoping that maybe by the time I come back here, it'll be daytime. Alright, where was that? Here, I think. Oh, it's daytime here. Didn't say how much time has passed. Yep, there we go. When will you free Ignus? As soon as I can get this to him. They say this decanter holds an endless supply of water. Yes, use that on him and he'll be sure to come free. Oh, my Ignus, I await you. She pauses for a moment, dread in her eyes. Do you know the command word? Yes, I do. Her eyes brighten even further, if that's possible. Then use it on him now. That's what I'm about to. I wonder if this decanter of endless water will do something. You tilt the decanter over the grill and begin to pour. A small stream of ice blue water pours down from the decanter and touches the flames of the grill with a violent hissing and a rush of steam. As if in response to this challenge, the decanter seems to lunge forward, falling into the grill and shattering. By the hells! Oh no, my decanter of endless water! Oh no! I put my decanter. It's my favorite magic item. It really is one of my favorite magic items. Followed, along with the Wand of Wonder. Hissing billows of steam and a furious crackling noise rushes from the grill, spilling over you and forcing you to cover your ears and turn away. There's a scream, a cackling, a terrible sound like 100 buildings burning. People screaming, their screams being cut short by the roar of flame and melting flesh. Cover your ears, block out the sound. As you put your hands over your ears to block out the sound, you feel a stickiness on your hands, like hot cheese or candle wax. Your ears are bleeding from the sound. You draw your hands back and see them covered with chunks of melted flesh filled with bloody swirls. Try and get out of the bar. Did I do something really bad? You're about to run from the bar, anything to get away from the sound, when suddenly all falls silent, except for a jagged crackling coming from the grill. You turn. On the grill lies the decanter of endless water, now nothing but shards and steam. Above it is the creature, flames still trailing from its body, floating over the bar's floor. It is staring at you, its eyes flickering like two torches. I know you.
Yes.
The creature's face splits, charred flesh peeling away from its jaw so that it might speak. Its voice crackles, burns, roars through the creature's chest. With every word, flakes of cinder and ash spit from its mouth and drift into the air. You can barely stand to look at the thing. The blazing radiance surrounding it is terrible to behold. Ignus.
Yes, long have I slept dreams of flames. I am yours, till death comes for us both.
The creature floats towards you, the air bending from the thermals surrounding it. As if in response, flames curl within Ignus's throat, and a tongue of flame streams from behind his blackened teeth. We shall see. The smoldering corpse. He has a lot of hit points, jeez. Ignus's fireball, 1-3 missile, 2-8 fire damage, speed 5. This is Ignus's main attack. It is a series of fireballs he fires at an opponent. Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Is he not a mage? I kind of thought he was a mage. He is a mage. Charisma 3. Constitution 20. Wow. He is chaotic neutral. Dexterity 16. Intelligence 19. Strength 13. Wisdom 8. Biography. No more talking, wander. Ignus wishes to burn. Ignus burns so long ago, yet once Ignus knew nothing of flames. He set small fires, tiny flames, tiny flickerings. The fires grew. Ignus set flames in their streets, and lit the fires of anger in their hearts. They sought to punish Ignus, the small flies from the hive. They wished to see Ignus burn after Ignus set fire to their streets. Tiny magelings, hedge wizards, rune casters, tiny sparks of magic came to punish Ignus for hurting their loved ones. They sentenced Ignus to burn, made Ignus a torch, a spitting flame, burning, burning. It was justice, they said, but it was not a sentence. There is so much flames and pain that there is no pain. There is light and heat, and the flesh runs as tallow across my bones. And for the first time, Ignus was pleased. When the plains burn and all life is torches, then Ignus shall at last be at peace. Oh, well, that sounds fun. And I cannot reform party. Let's see. Armor class of 3. Level 7. +2 bonus versus crushing, slashing, piercing, and missile attacks. So why not just give him an armor class of 1? 125% resistance to fire. It'll be interesting to see how that works out. 100% resistance to electricity and acid. 25% resistance to slashing, crushing, piercing, missile. Attack of 18. And he only gets +2 con bonus because this only is good for fighters. Alright. So I cannot reform the party at this point. Not exactly sure why. Alright, so he has Seeking Flames and Tongues of Flame. As a maintainer of life, fire is a true blessing, yet as it warms, it also burns. While it is a blessing, it is also a curse. Its scorching flames distract and weaken all enemies who succumb to its effects. The Seeking Flames grant all enemy targets in a 50-foot radius -1 to attacks and -1 to their saving throws for 30 seconds. So it's basically a curse spell. Tongues of Flame is 2 to 5 points of damage for a total of 5 missiles at level. Okay, so this is basically just magic missile. Ignus's Terror. Terror exists in many forms throughout the multiverse. This incantation calls upon one of the most basic universal forms of terror, the Fire of Destruction, to destroy courage and strike fear into all adversaries. The spell causes all non-undead creatures within a 30-foot radius of the target point to flee in terror from the area, as if they fail their saving throw at a penalty of -1. It's basically just a fear-type spell. Infernal Orb. A sphere of fiery red is called upon to weaken and slow the enemy. Caster summons a large magical orb of fire, which can then be hurled at a target using the caster's normal attack roll. The caster gains a +3 to hit bonus to his attack roll. The orb does 1 to 6 points of damage and inflicts a -1 penalty to the enemy's strength and dexterity for 10 seconds. That does not appear to be a duplicate of a spell that I am familiar with offhand. Fiery Rain. Streams of fiery rain streak down upon the target, burning and crushing it into submission. The caster chooses any single target within range, then a stream of fiery meteors rain down, strike the target and surrounding area. 1 meteor for each level of experience, up to a maximum of 10. Each missile that hits inflicts 1 to 2 points of blunt damage and 1 to 4 points of fire damage. This is similar to Melf's minute meteors. Infernal Shield. Even the Great Destroyer is halted by this mystical barrier. When cast, all fiery effects are absorbed and altered into healing energies. works on caster only. The spell creates a fiery shield that bestows a 150% normal fire resistance and 150% magical fire resistance. The spell will expire after 5 seconds per level of the caster. So does that mean that normally he does, with 125%, he does get healed by fire? It's kind of unusual. I'm kind of surprised he doesn't have a fireball spell. And Elemental Strike. Globes of elemental force fly forth and explode upon impact. Those within range are caught in its blast wave as well. Like the magic missile, the spell creates a mystical globe of elemental energy, which will successfully hit its target for 2 to 8 points of damage, regardless of saving throw. It then explodes with a concussive blast that does 1 point of damage per level of the caster within a 3-foot radius. It's not a whole lot of... Oh, okay. So, creates 1 missile at 7th level, plus an additional missile every 3rd level after 7th, for a maximum of 7 missiles. Still, that's not exactly... It's really not all that much damage for a 4th level spell. Okay. Alrighty. Well, that's Ignus.
I'm gone.
What happened to what's-her-name? What happened to her? Am I just blanking on where she might have gone to? I don't know, whatever. What am I looking for? Let's see. PCs, yep. Well, we've got all 6 of the people that we can have right now. Now, from contextual clues, we know that we will be able to get a Modron at some point. And to be perfectly honest, looking over Ignus, I'm not all that impressed by him. I mean, I'm planning to make myself into a mage eventually, although you can't really tell that from the way I've been going. And I've got Dakon, who's a good warrior as well, so I don't really... I mean, I feel like I'm not going to need Ignus. Okay, I'm not sure what this building is. We'll check it out in a little bit. After we check out these tents. Now, don't set them on fire, Ignus, alright?
Hi. Right.
What's up? Good is done.
Move out of the way.
Right.
Thank you. Nothing there. Nothing there. Oh, Aelin. This tall, slender woman occasionally looks up from her cup of wine to scan the surrounding patrons and passersby. Her facial features are elegantly exotic, and her eyes, a brilliant golden color, catch the light, sparkling as she looks about. Greetings! She regards you carefully for a moment before replying. She speaks slowly and carefully, avoiding direct eye contact with you. I, Aelin, return your greetings. Aelin, your friend Namel is looking for you.
Updated my journal.
She begins to smile, but then covers her mouth with her hand and looks down at her drink. I, Aelin, am most pleased to hear of Namel. Might I, Aelin, persuade you to tell her of this place? I'll consider it. I had some questions. The woman shakes her head, her crimson locks catching the light and sparkling like winding flame. I, Aelin, have no answers, stranger. You would do best to seek answers elsewhere. I will do that again. Yes, I'll do that for you.
Updated my journal.
She looks at you directly, and for just the briefest of moments before she casts her eyes back down to her drink. Your senses are awash with a warm, comfortable feeling, pure happiness. Aye, Aelin, thank you. It's my pleasure. May I ask you about her, though? Aelin nods slowly. The way she speaks, and what her words do. How? I, Aelin, can only say that we come from another place, another world. We are not like the people here, whose words, thoughts, very feelings even, affect nothing directly.
Go on.
I, Aelin, take great care so as not to affect those around me too greatly. Namel, she is new here, and cannot do so. It is something she must learn, should she choose to remain here much longer.
But why?
There are many reasons. I, Aelin, feel it is not right to impose reality upon those without the ability to impose their own reality upon me, Aelin.
Is there anything you cannot do by simply speaking of it?
She frowns. A strange, unpleasant feeling rises in the pit of your stomach. Please, I, Aelin, would speak of it no more.
Just one other question. She looks at you directly, her face reflected in the glittering golden discs of her eyes.
He would speak as if no more to Aelin, and thus would no longer force her to speak in such a way to him.
You find yourself unable to voice another question. Your words catch in your throat as you try to ask. Fine then, farewell. And you said you tried not to do that. Sheesh.
All right.
Now remember what I said, Ignus. Don't set everything on fire as we're wandering around. Except the mime. You can set the mime on fire. The woman smiles as she greets you, her beauty no less breathtaking than the first time you saw her.
Namel held her breath as the stranger approached her. Had she found Aelin, she wondered?
I found Aelin. She was looking for you, too.
Updated my journal.
Namel's lips form a perfect smile. An infectious happiness radiates from her, clinging to you like sweet-smelling warmth.
Namel was overjoyed to hear of her friend. Was Aelin close by?
She's at another cafe east of here, across this part of the ward.
Namel thanked the man for his wondrous news. Soon she would go to visit her oldest friend, Aelin. Now, though, she would reward the stranger.
No, that's all right. I need no reward. Namel touches her index finger to her lips, making a faint hushing noise.
She would draw the stranger close, laying her hand upon his chest and kissing the pale, leathery skin of his cheek. Life would flow into him, invigorating him. This, then, was to be his reward.
Okay. Max hit points increased permanently. Ooh. As you wait, there is a slight tingling sensation upon your cheek and chest. The feeling spreads across your whole body, and you begin to feel stronger, more animated. Thanks, I had some questions. Alright, same thing. Farewell, then. Who's this drunken mage here? This older man is staring into his stein of ale, misery etched into his features. The battered pewter mug is an unusual one, highly engraved with strange runes and bearded faces, and covered with a coat of thin frost. He looks up at your approach. Greetings, sir. He seems slightly tipsy. Something wrong? He sighs, belches into his hand, and nods as he takes another pull of ale. Aye, something's wrong, all right. I've gone and lost my apprenticeship. Well, hungover I was, and botched my mentor's last experiment, all for this damn drink. He sneers at the mug in his hand. But in seconds, his expression softens, and he takes another swig. Ruins everything, it does, this damnable drinking of mine. Well, why don't you stop drinking, then?
Updated my journal.
He shrugs and sighs miserably. I simply cannot. I want to, but I cannot. I just need to drink. I try to stay away, but desire eventually overcomes me, and I cannot resist. Such a wreck I've become. He throws back the last of his ale and calls for more. I see. What's that mug you've got there? This? He looks down at the pewter mug. I won this in a dice game. It's enchanted to keep whatever is in it freezing cold. In my case, cheap ale. He frowns, rubs his eyes, and takes another swig of his drink. Is something wrong? He sighs, belches into... Okay, it's about the same thing. If you're too weak to stop, it's your own fault. Farewell. I was kind of wondering if maybe we could swap our mug for his. But apparently not.
In we go.
Ready. Might as well.
Alright, fine. Go over here. Nothing.
Yeah? Good as done.
I'm here. Right.
Well,
All right.
very disappointing, these tents.
Aye, what?
They're not terribly well, I guess everyone does go in. I was wondering if maybe I could just send
What
Anna
do you
in.
want to know? Why not?
Huh?
Alright, fine.
Okay.
You open it. Nope. Nope. Absolutely nothing.
Done.
Yes?
And I think I checked this one, but let's double check it anyway.
What? Sure, why not?
Nope. Alright. Alright, let's
Alright.
check out what this building is. Well, actually, let's talk to Aelin, see if she says anything now. Aelin clasps her hands together and bows her head to you in thanks, tears of joy falling from her golden eyes. Just as your own eyes begin to water, she wipes away her tears and smiles, causing a wave of intense pleasure to wash over your entire body. Aelin thanked the stranger. She had been reunited with her dearest friend, Namel. It was my pleasure. She nods, then looks down again. The feelings her smile evoke fading away into pleasant memories. I, Aelin, would tell you something now, stranger. Yes, go on.
Updated my journal.
The name I, Aelin, chose for you, stranger, is not so fitting. You and I, Aelin, have met before, in the fest hall, in a place you could not have been were you not a sensate yourself. Whether you recall or no, unless you betrayed the Society of Sensation at some point, you are a sensate. I see. Tell me more. She nods. You and I, Aelin, have met on 2 different occasions. The first was no less than 2 centuries past, the last more recently, perhaps no more than 50 years ago. Well, that's quite a long time ago. So that makes me wonder if Deonara was actually essentially a companion on my last adventure or something like that. Or not, maybe not my last one, but a recent one. Because I'd kind of gotten the impression that, she was from essentially my original life, but that appears to not be the case. She nods again. My Aelwyn's people are extremely long-lived, forgetful one. Geez, time just flies by when I'm doing these episodes. She sighs unhappily, causing a chill to descend over you. You seemed a different man then, less grim, less scarred, so eager to see all that the multiverse had to offer. You courted me, Aelwyn, then, and was nearly taken as a lover, but then you disappeared. Where did I go? I, Aelwyn, was told you had been slain, murdered. She looks up for a moment to peer curiously into your eyes. I met you only once more after that. Did I remember you then? No. She shakes her head sadly, then touches her throat. No, you did not. You lashed out at me, Aelwyn, made to slay me, screamed how I, Aelwyn, could not fool you, would not ensnare and murder you. What happened? We had met in one of the northern towers of the fest hall on the 7th floor. Before you could choke the life from me, I, Aelwyn, used my powers to bade you leap from a window to your death. When I, Aelwyn, finally went in search of your broken body, you had already gone. You did what? That is the whole of my Aelwyn's tale for you. We were not strangers once, but have now become so. Farewell, stranger, and may fortune walk with you on your travels. Thanks, Aelwyn. Farewell. Could you at least tell me what my name was, then? Maybe a little bit more about me? Alright, well, on that note, we'll be heading into this building in the next episode. See you then, everyone.